The interesting thing about this particular story is that I pulled some information from khou.com. Thank you for the article for this story. But I also went to a website called univision.com. And Univision, you guys know, is primarily based on, I think, the Hispanic culture, if I'm not mistaken, Mexican or whatever you want to call it. So I don't know what the proper way to call that is, but nonetheless, we were actually able to find some additional information that they didn't really put out for everybody else to know. So I'm going to be reading you guys some information from two different websites about this baby and what is actually going on in this story. But before we do, let me give you guys a disclaimer first. Some viewers may find the following content offensive and controversial. The information in this video comes from multiple sources, including court records, official police charges, news web articles, and interviews. This video commentary also contains my personal opinions about the facts of this story. The point is to use this story as a cautionary tale in hopes of preventing tragedies like these to children going forward. Viewer discretion is advised. That is your official disclaimer. And thank you so much. So here's the interesting thing. I was able to find that this was the correct mother. This is the correct person. They don't have a mugshot up yet. I don't think that doesn't mean that I can't show and talk about the person that's pertaining to this case. Now, the boyfriend, I was able to find his name, which we'll talk about that here in the second article, but wasn't able to find no picture of him. I wasn't able to find no pictures of him on her page, or I don't really know what's going on with that. But this information from khou.com, thank you for the article, out of Harris County, which is pretty close to Houston. I think that is Houston. A 23-year-old woman, I think this is the mother, is facing felony charges of injury to a child after authorities said that she let her boyfriend beat her 3-year-old child. Hashtag mom's boyfriend strikes again. Jasmine Renee Salas, S-A-L-A-S, will make her next court appearance on February the 17th. So depending on when you're watching this video, that's 7 days from right this moment. Now, according to prosecutors, Salas is the biological mother of the child. There you go. She allowed her boyfriend, and I'll give his name here in the next article. She allowed her boyfriend to beat her child on multiple occasions, according to court documents. Now, I've told you guys, and I'll remind you guys, that's a beautiful little baby. Let me go back just for a second. Beautiful little baby. And I just don't understand that if you don't have the mental capacity to raise a child and use your mind, raise a child with this and not with these, I just don't think that you should be around kids and you shouldn't be a parent. But these kids are like sponges, and they're just really, really awesome creatures, and we really should be there to protect them. There is no reason for anybody to be spanking children. If you spank children, you shouldn't be a parent. I come from that culture, and I know it very well, and I know it is not conducive to raising people. You don't have to do that. She also is accused of not providing medical care for the child's injuries. Now, according to court documents, Salas, the mother, watched her boyfriend beat the kid without doing anything to stop the abuse and continued to let her boyfriend watch her child for multiple days. So it sounds like mom might have went to work or went on vacation or went wherever she was going, maybe go run some errands, and was always leaving her child, who she probably made this child with some other man, with this man who has no tie to this child. Now, that's me assuming, because he could be the father. We don't know that. They haven't made that connection. They just said he's the boyfriend, so I'm assuming about that part. The beating led to multiple serious injuries, including subdural hematoma, burns to the scalp, laceration to the liver, rib fractures, bruised lungs, and fluid on the lungs, according to court documents. Now, that's pretty damn serious. But let me give you guys this information from univision.com, because I think, now there's some typos in here. So some of this stuff is not going to be completely accurate, but I want to try to give you a slightly different view about what happened. Now, Houston, Texas, Jasmine Salas, the mother, appeared this Thursday in a Harris County court accused of injuring the youngest of her 2 children. And the little boy's name is, let me see if I can get it back up here. I want to get a better picture of him right there. That is Nehemiah Torres. This 3-year-old is hospitalized in a coma. Now, among the restrictions that a judge imposed on the 23-year-old mother is not having contact with the minor, using a GPS monitor, not possessing firearms, and complying with a curfew from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Now, according to the investigation, Salas was aware of the blows the child suffered from her boyfriend, identified as Jordan David Fowler. All of those things are spelled traditionally. So that's his name. That's the boyfriend's name. So if y'all find a picture of him, let me know if you find a picture of him. Jordan David Fowler. However, the indictment maintains that the woman or the mother never called the police to report the various attacks and did not seek medical help for her son Nehemiah. Bail was set at $150,000 and must appear in court on February the 27th. The boy has been hospitalized since January 27th, and that same day his mother was arrested. A subdural hematoma, a hematoma all over the body, facial swelling, severe malnutrition, so it's a possibility he could have been starved, a pleural effusion, F-E-F-F-U-S-I-O-N, a pleural, P-L-E-U-R-A-L, pleural effusion, I don't even know what that is, and a ecchymosis are some of the health problems that the victim tries to overcome as a result of abuse, according to court documents. Sorry, I couldn't read all of that. Nehemiah has an older brother who's 5 years old. Now, according to what is said in court, he was abused just like his brother. Nehemiah Torres' brother is in the care of Child Protective Services, CPS, who said they are investigating allegations of abuse. The father of Jasmine Salas' 2 children was arrested. The boy's mother, Nehemiah Torres admitted. The boy's mother admitted that she was on her way to rebuilding her life until the father of her 2 children ended up in jail. It was at that moment, according to the woman, that she had to take care of the minors. At the time of the attacks on her children, Jasmine Salas was working as a DoorDash delivery person. Now, according to authorities, the young mother has no criminal record. Now, let's keep going. Some of this might translate a little wrong, so I'm sorry if I read this wrong. Relatives of Nehemiah Torres demand life imprisonment. Wow. A mom should take care of her children. If she didn't, she shouldn't watch someone do that. She must protect her children. That is what a mother must do. I don't know why why it translates so bad. I'm sorry about that. Because I'm getting this from Univision, so I had to translate this whole thing. She failed her children. She must stay in jail, said Emma Schieffer, who is the children's aunt. The woman told Univision 45 that the boyfriend, Jordan David Fowler, hit the boy and left him in a coma. Schieffer added that Nehemiah, her brother, and her father lived with her for a year. Since they left her house, she never saw the little one again. In December, she saw the older brother, and although he had no bruises, he didn't notice that his attitude had changed a lot. The aunt described that the minor behaved serious and distant. Like I said, that could be a bad translation. I'm not sure. Texas offers many resources for reporting abuse or family violence. The Texas Department of Family and Protective Services offers a phone number and a website to report child abuse at 800-252-5400 and the Texas Abuse Hotline. Anybody who believes that a minor, an adult over the age of 65 years of age, or a person with disability is being abused, exploited, or mistreated has a duty to report the case to the authorities as established by Texas law. I think that is the majority of that. Now, how wild do y'all think that is that I can read information from one website and then I go over to Univision and they give us way more details in that story. I just don't know why other news outlets are not giving us that same type of information, but nonetheless, I'm thankful that we got what we got. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. So again, if you guys would do me a favor and please click that thumbs up and share this video. We want to make sure that more people get a chance to see this. So you can see the number of people that are watching. If you will, hit that thumbs up, okay? Here we go.
3-year-old is fighting for his life at the hospital after he was severely beaten, and his mother is in jail accused of playing a role in what happened. Tonight, the boy's family spoke to ABC 13's Daniela Hurtado, and she joins us live from the hospital with how he's holding up tonight. Daniela.
Eric, he's been here at the hospital since Friday in a coma. We're told he has really bad injuries, from severe malnourishment to a burn to his head, bruising, and broken ribs. Tonight, his family is asking for prayers for 3-year-old Nehemiah.
They're telling us we don't know if he does, the chances of him being that smiling baby we may never see that again. And I just can't imagine that.
Emma Schieffer is 3-year-old Nehemiah's great aunt.
A 3-year-old should never have gone through this.
Court documents show Nehemiah's mother, Jasmine Salas, is accused of standing by and not getting the child help when the man she was dating was hurting her child. She's being held on a $150,000 bond. The Houston Police Department would not release her booking photo to ABC 13, citing the open investigation. Court records reveal the man in question is not the child's father. Instead, a person law enforcement is referring to as a co-actor.
I don't understand that. How can you put a bond and conditions of that bond on a person, including an ankle monitor and a curfew, but we can't get a mugshot? Does that even make any sense? And I'm sorry, but in my opinion, it just seems like they just be trying, like I don't think they're doing it to protect themselves in the legal fashion. I think that they're doing that to really lessen the blow of how serious some of these things are. Maybe it's because she's a woman, maybe because she's pretty, maybe because she's a particular nationality. I don't know. But all I know is it seems like in some cases they put out all the persons that, like even with the dude that found the kids. I mean, they put his age out there, first name, middle name, last name. That found the twins in that house that looked like an abandoned house. They put his full information out there, and he was the person helping the kids. But this woman who is taking her children to the thug zoo and allowing her children to be just left in the thug lion cage to be mauled and hurt by her thug lion that she loved and wanted to be in a relationship with. Oh, we have to be patient about putting her mugshot picture out there. Like, that don't make any sense to me.
Has yet to be charged.
To do that to a child, she deserves to stay wherever she's at and never get out.
We're told a second boy, Nehemiah's older brother, is in Child Protective Services while caseworkers figure out what's best for the boys. The family is unsure if that 5-year-old was also hurt. CPS would not reveal if there was prior history between Salas and her children. Still, many questions remain about how, why, and how long this has been going on. The family wants justice, but their priority right now is Nehemiah's recovery. They're praying for a miracle.
He did open his eyes yesterday when we were talking to him, and it's like, it gives us hope. It gives me hope that he's still there, that he's still in there with, even beneath all that trauma.
Great Aunt Emma just wants to see her energetic and lovable grandnephew smile again. In Houston.
Well, this next story is really hard to hear. A 3-year-old little boy is in the hospital tonight fighting for his life after police say he was brutally beaten by his mother's boyfriend. Family members say little Nehemiah Torres is now in a coma. In court, prosecutors said his mother knew of this abuse but did nothing to stop it, and she is now behind bars, charged with injury to a child by omission. KPRC2's Sienna Rhodes is live in the
So she's in jail. She's charged. They know the charges. They've given her an option to pay a bail to get out, $150,000 with terms and conditions, but no mugshot. That makes no sense. Is it just me? Do y'all feel the same way? Type in that comment section and let me know. That's just odd to me.
room with those heartbreaking details. Sion?
Heartbreaking and horrific, Daniela. Doctors say Nehemiah is severely malnourished, has burns on the top of his head, bruises all over his face and body, broken ribs, and injuries to his liver and lungs. The abuse suffered at the hands of his mother's boyfriend, according to police, and that she witnessed.
Just a happy-go-lucky kid.
A once vibrant little boy
That big smile and just a big heart and the best hugs.
is now in a coma.
How can someone do that to a 3-year-old?
Emma Schieffer is little Nehemiah's great aunt. She found out Friday night he was taken by life flight to a hospital and visited him the next day.
It was heartbreaking. I mean, it's just like you couldn't help but cry at just seeing him with the neck brace on, with all the tubes in his head.
Defendant witnessed multiple acts of abuse.
In her first court appearance, prosecutors detailed the allegations against Nehemiah's mother, Jasmine Salas.
Defendant allowed and permitted defendant's boyfriend to physically abuse complainant on multiple occasions without reporting boyfriend.
The mom's supposed to protect him. That's what a mom does.
A judge set bail for Salas at $150,000 and ordered she have no contact with Nehemiah or his 5-year-old brother, who was also allegedly abused.
The defendant allegedly admitted to the officers that she was on track to get her life back together until the children's father went to jail and she was stuck with the kids. And I'm concerned that if this is her solution, being stuck with the children that she chose to have, these kids are not safe.
The family now calling for justice.
I love the fact that they said that. And rarely do you, this is why I love not only Texas, because I think we are being a lot more harsh on people who hurt children, but we got to start being more honest too. And I like the fact of what she said here at the end. Listen at this. This woman chose to bring these children into this situation. She's the mother, and she allowed a boyfriend to come into this situation, and probably shouldn't have. This boyfriend shouldn't have been around the kids.
Went to jail and she was stuck with the kids. And I'm concerned that if this is her solution, being stuck with the children that she chose to have, these kids are not safe.
The family now calling for justice
I want them both to stay behind bars for the rest of their life.
and praying Nehemiah gets a second chance.
I'm believing in a miracle and that we will have that smiling boy again.
In court, the judge named the boyfriend, but he has not yet been charged, and it's not clear whether he's in custody. Family members say he was arrested today, but Houston police would not confirm, saying no additional information would be released at this time. Live in the newsroom, Sion Rhodes, KPRC 2 News.
Oh, so horrific to hear those details, Sion.
So even with that part right there, now you guys kind of understand why some of the other information not out there yet, like his picture, her mugshot. But like I say, this is the correct person, though. That I'm pretty sure of. So I'm sure I'm not going to have to retract that. And I'm also pretty sure that we're going to get some type of charges, because she definitely knew this was going on, saw something, didn't say anything, allowed it to happen, put her children in this situation. I think that she should be judged very harshly. I love the fact that her own family members came out and said that both of these people need life in prison. Now, to be honest, yeah, because if this baby boy doesn't survive, which you know, there's no guarantees in that, so we need to keep our prayer hands up in the chat for that and pray that he pulls through and makes a full recovery. We really don't know. And I think that if the worst comes to worst, then they should absolutely face harsher charges. If he survives, then maybe we need to kind of revise it a little bit. But I do get it. I totally understand. But I'm all about justice for these babies. So we'll probably do an update with this story. We'll definitely be putting some more pictures out when we get them against mom and boyfriend. So this won't be the last time you hear about this story, okay? But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. That's what it's there for, okay? Thank you.